Hello, ladies. Happy day to you. I'm coming in hot today. I'm so excited. We have about 48 hours left for you to enroll in this first time I've ever done this in this particular way, this 8-week online Your Marriage is Your Ashram opportunity. We're going to get to that in just a minute, but I want to talk to you. I've been talking to you every day the last many days about components of this 8-week program because they are powerful. If you are following any of the comments from some of my graduates in this Facebook group, definitely spend some time checking it out because what I'm telling you is real. These are real women who engaged in this curriculum and they saw massive change. They decided to do the curriculum with up-leveled support with me, but you have access to the curriculum itself and a load of bonuses. And I'm going to be giving you an additional bonus today, which I will talk to you about at the end of the call or at the end of this video, but you get a load of bonuses plus the curriculum that works. And I want to talk about what the outcomes are and what week 6 of the 8-week curriculum is all about. And so here are some really typical outcomes for women who engage in this process. Number one, their resentment drops from like a 10 to a 1 or a 2 or a 0. I just got off the phone with a woman who's in week 4 right now, and she said, I cannot believe how different my entire life is. I wrote it down because it's real. Okay, these are her words. She said, I no longer extend myself to a place of resentment with my husband. And she went on to talk about how he often will wake up in the morning on a Saturday. They have 2 kids under the age of 6. So it's a busy, right? Typical, young married couple, and that he will have something wrong, that he has a headache or has some physical ache or pain. And then that throws off their day of going to get the kids to their various activities, doing their grocery shopping, whatever needs to happen. And it used to be that she would engage in this kind of tug of war, which is what I talk about in my 8-week experience, how, we get into this tug of war with our partner. That's our 1.0 selves, right? Our lower version of us, where it's like good or bad, right or wrong, and you're in this fight. And so when she showed up to work with me 4 weeks ago, she was like, I cannot do this one more day. This is so old. We've been doing this for years. And so now she had that regular old invitation from her husband to do the thing on Saturday morning. And she said, you know what I did? I didn't engage. I didn't pick up the rope. I didn't go to that place that I used to go to. And she said, I was just like, okay, he feels the way that he feels. I'm going to make the decisions that I'm going to make based on that he's not going to be helping with carpool and moving kids around and what have you. And it was fine. It was the no big deal. This is what I teach the women who I work with. No big deal. No big deal. So she decided not to take the kids to do the things because it would be stressful for her to do that without a co-pilot to do his pieces with one of the kids. And she said, I was totally fine with it. I was like, great. Okay, this is what we're going to do. And she watched her husband then show up in a very different way. So then her husband was surprised that she wasn't in the tug of war with him. Her husband was like, what's happening? Who changed the station here? And she's like, yeah, okay, we won't go do the thing. It wasn't a big judgment. She wasn't shaming him. It was just acceptance, beautiful acceptance. And you know what happened? He changed. He showed up. She leveled herself. Well, he leveled himself and said, oh, okay, well, I didn't realize. Let me do these things to make this stuff happen. I can totally do this, that, and the other. And she was like, okay, great. What she did and what women learn to do when they work with me is keep their eye on the prize, right? And the prize is not about your partner changing. The prize is you deciding the kind of experience that you're going to have on that Saturday morning. What kind of experience do you want to have? And she's like, you know what? I'm going to have a great Saturday morning, regardless of what's going on. And she kept her intention and her attention there. And lo and behold, things started shifting. And that is what I see over and over and over again, because most of us, we don't have our intention and attention on anything except for what's not working, what's annoying to us, how it is that it's not going to work, how it is that I can't change anything. And that is what you're going to get. You start lining yourself up with something different, and things start changing. And that's what we talk about in week 6, is all about your being and your doing. And so your doing is what most people spend their lives doing. Like you're doing the thing of going to work and making the widgets, and you're in your doingness, right? Your being is like the essence of who you are. It's the energy that you're putting off. It's your presence. It's that sense of that energy that you walk around with. And most people pay no attention to how they're being because they're just doing and reacting, right? Which is what this woman who I'm working with used to do too. Like I used to do that, and most of you maybe used to or are still doing that, where you're just doing your thing and your partner comes in the room and does their thing, and then you react. And then you're like, and then you go to the next doing thing. And you're not paying attention to how you're being. And this is not some like woo-woo, situation. It's totally real, because we know that how it is that you feel, right? You're a thinking, feeling being. And those feelings, that emotional state that you're broadcasting, your beingness impacts people around you. If you're not sure, notice the next time you're in a crabby state and you're around your kids. They'll say, "What's wrong?" Because they're picking up on your being. They're picking up on your energy. Just like if you're in a good mood and your partner walks in and they're grumpus, you're picking up on their being. You're picking up on that. That's what we're hardwired to do. It's actually good for our survival, right? And so you get to learn how to work with your beingness, how you're being as you're doing the doing of your life. Because we all have things to do, dishes to wash, projects to complete, Zoom calls to get on, right? We all have lots of doing. Your being is the energy that you're bringing to the doing. And when we start focusing our attention more on this beingness, our doing becomes more efficient. Our doing becomes more intuitive. Sorry. The video mirrors my picture in the opposite way, and my hair is sticking up funny, and I'm going to leave it, so whatever. So your beingness matters. And so you coming into great alignment with who it is you want to be in the world. We don't just snap our fingers and be someone who is calm and easy and open and relaxed and happy and joyful and open to pleasure, like the video I did yesterday. That doesn't happen. It happens because we practice being that person while we're doing the things of life, while we're driving carpool, while we're fixing the broken furnace, while we are balancing our checkbook, right? How do you infuse that with your a beingness that is in total alignment with the kind of life that you want? And when I say the kind of life that you want, that includes the kind of life that you want with your partner. Because we can't expect our partner to bring a beingness of like joy and fun and laughter and humor if we're not deeply aligned with that as well, right? And so bringing some attention and intention to those parts of ourselves, hugely important, which is what the week 6 training is all about. And what I find when women are ready to make this happen is that their change starts happening quickly. You know, if you're watching this video, you're watching it because something is not working in your relationship. There's something, and it could be a big thing and it could be a small thing. And one is not actually worse than the other, because either one, it's like there's something needling you. And if something is needling you, in my experience, and then something shows up in the world, a class, a teacher, an opportunity that closes the gap between where I am now and where I want to be, what I've learned is to do it, to listen to that thing, because you're like, I'm ready, you're primed for it. And so I really implore you to take this opportunity to step in to making real and lasting change. Commit to this experience of 8 weeks. Commit to it like as if you were committing to 8 weeks of therapy. Commit to it, put it on your calendar. What I would suggest is that you put like 2 90-minute chunks of time on your calendar, and you say, I'm going to spend one 90-minute chunk watching the videos, and then I'm going to be practicing every day. And then the second 90-minute chunk of time in my week that I'm committed to, because I'm investing in this process to really up-level myself, that second chunk, I'm going to be reviewing material. I'm going to be doing the worksheets. I'm going to be checking out the free Facebook group that has like, I don't know, 100 hours worth of videos or something now, all kinds of things. I'm going to be really committing and immersing myself to the thing that I've been saying that I want. If you're watching this, you've been saying or thinking that you want things to change. Things don't change, people do. And how beautiful that you have this opportunity to make real lasting change now. The results are real. And transformation is a lifestyle, which means you need to build that muscle memory so that you are using it for the next hurdle and the next hurdle and the next hurdle. And then you become really skilled at it, where you're like, oh yeah, hurdle, that's part of life. Here I go. I'm going to jump over it. I'm going to crawl under it. I'm going to dance around it. That's life. We learn to be nimble and strong. I would love to invite you in these remaining 48 hours to be a part of this community that, it's really a community of women who are growing to be more radically accountable in their lives and create the kind of life's relationship, marriages that they want to have. Because what else are you going to do? Like sit around and wish that things would change? Things don't change, people do, right? So with that, I'm adding a really great additional bonus to this 8-week training. And what I'm going to be doing is sending out a video every single week to all of the participants who are saying yes, who've already said yes in the last few days and are saying yes in the next 48 hours that we have left here. That I will send out a video once a week to answer some of the most typical questions that I get for each week's trainings. And so week 1 is all about your 1.0 and your 2.0 self. And so I will send you a video with some of the most popular questions that I've gotten over the years of doing this, and field those questions for you so that you have that much more additional support to amplify your progress. I want there to be no reason for you not to say yes to yourself. Because if you've been watching this, if you've been thinking about it, if you've been dancing around in my community for a while, now is your time. It is expensive for us to keep doing the same old, same old. It costs us a lot. And I'm not talking about money. I'm talking about physical pain. I'm talking about emotional pain. I'm talking about insomnia, lack of sleep, overeating, overdrinking, over-shopping, all kinds of things. For you not to be the full embodiment of who you are meant to be on this planet, in a relationship or out of a relationship, however it goes for you. And so I don't want there to be any barrier to you saying yes. And so if you have been wondering like, well, I want to make sure that I have the answers to some questions, I'm going to take care of that for you. So not only do you get a live Q&A with me on March 23rd, which I've already announced, every week you will have a video in your inbox with me answering some of the most popular questions for each of those week's modules. So there is no reason for you not to say, yes, let's make this happen. Thank you so much for being here. I can't wait to have you in this first wave of women who are working with me in this way, who are consuming this proven curriculum, who are accessing this in the most sort of affordable way that I've ever done it. So there's just really no reason for you not to say yes. So I hope that this has been of service to you. Thank you for being here in this community. And I will see you tomorrow with another video before we call it the end of this opportunity. So thank you so much for being here.